Alright, so we got Holly working on the research bench. She's got food and meds just in case. Lee and Ryan are heading to a religious town north of here. We're white and they're a bunch of races, so we'll be good. And there it is. We've discovered the town of Stack. This town is under the control of the Holy Nation. We get there by sundown, which is perfect timing. We're told to go on through, and I wish love and devotion because we're men of the same color. It's after 11. When people usually close up shops and go to sleep, we hit Alt to see the shops in town and check out which ones have guards. I choose a backpack shop in the corner. Lee's going to be my infiltrator and Ryan is going to be my motion sensor. I get Lee to start picking the lock. If someone shows up, I'll hit R on my keyboard, which immediately stops whatever you're doing. Lee picks the lock right away. I open the door and send him in, making sure I'm still in sneak. Alt shows me what I can easily take. I close the door behind me and see that my chance of knocking the sleeping guard out is 100%. I knock him out so he can't wake up and catch me. I check upstairs and find a guard. I wait for him to go to sleep and knock his ass out too. If everyone is knocked out, no one can catch you stealing. 100% chance so long as everyone is knocked out. I pick the lock on the chest and go to steal something and it says I have a 32% chance to steal it. That means someone will wake up if I take it. Means they aren't knocked out. It's been a while. Gotta go knock out the first guy again. Now my stealing chance is 100%. Everyone got ninja. They have maps that unlock places on my map. I take those. Every time I check a barrel, I pause. I don't want any unnecessary time elapsing while I'm here. I loot my way toward the door, and so long as Ryan's motion sensor is blue, I open the door, sneak out, and close it. House looted. It's Ryan's turn for some XP. We both need lockpicking practice, though. Ryan picks his way into the house and finds 3 guards upstairs, so he goes for a ninja hat trick and takes them all out. That's my ninja training for you. I get Ryan to work on a chest with a low success percentage. Even if it takes him all night to crack it, this is where I'll get some lockpicking XP. But he cracks it right away. Everyone's knocked out, 100% success chance to steal it. We find some high-grade gear, more lockpicking practice, nails it right away again, 100% stealing chance with woot. And we find blueprints for our research bench. That's what those little squares are. Ryan loots the place, sneaks out. We avoid some guards because being a ninja is cool. Holly learns gear storage back at home base. We can't sell what we just stole to the bartender. I'll see that they're stolen goods. But the bar has a thief fence and we are shinobi. He's selling a sweet ninja outfit. He's got about 4,000 cats, so we sell him what we can. Now we're rocking about 9,000 cats of our own. In a bar down the street, we find a man named Griffin of the Holy Nation. Ryan speaks with him and Griffin says he had a dream that God told him a wanderer would arrive, and that wanderer is me. He'll join us for 9,000 cats. We're so close to that, we sell a few things and add Griffin to the team. Griffin costs so much because he's got 20s in most of his combat stats. He's a fighter. And he thinks God sent me. I feel like a cult leader. Although he's got $9,000 out of me, so... I assign Griffin the medic task, load him up with gear, food, and medicine. His athletics is 20 and he's a decent runner too. Checking our map shows us new places we learned from stealing maps from the shops in town. I have Lee, Ryan, and the new recruit head off back to the hub. I rename our squad El Duo Trio. The army is growing. Back at base, Holly's researched all that she can research. Now she needs books to feed the research bench. Luckily, the bartender in town has some. Not many, but enough to learn something new. We put the books in and can now research anything highlighted in white. We load up some projects and get back to work. I make sure she's still got food while she does this. Before El Duo Trio comes back home, we stop off at the outpost with the robotics shop. This time, there's a guard. I get his attention away from the door and send Lee in, closing the door behind him. This triggers the robot to go open the door. When Lee gets behind him, wham! But the door swings open, Lee catches it, the guard doesn't see anything. Sweet, that was close. Now Lee's alone in a room with a closed door and everyone in there is knocked out cold. 100% stealing chance. It's been long enough that some of the goods have reappeared on the shelves. I take those and loot the boxes. I wait for my committing crime meter to count down to 0, and I walk right out the front door. He sees me, but I'm not committing a crime now, so it's cool. We sell as much as we can next door. They don't care you stole it from a skeleton. We buy books, building materials, iron plates. We head back to home base to get building a few things. Once we get back, I pick up the plates and materials that I left on the floor, making sure we're all loaded up with building stuffs. Thanks to Holly's research, we can start automating some things. In the crafting menu, we find a storage box for building materials. Once this is built, anyone holding building materials will auto-store them in the box. And whenever something needs to be built using building materials, anyone with the engineer task will automatically come to this box and retrieve the materials to build. Essentially, we don't have to carry building materials anymore. We do the same for iron plate. lights, as that's a common building material. We also want a copper storage crate. Now, instead of mining for copper and carrying it back to the bartender to sell, anyone tasked with mining for copper will run it back to this container automatically after they mine it. Now I use Griffin as passive income. I can have him working on the copper node outside of town, auto-mining the copper back here, while Holly continues her research. All the while, Lee and Ryan continue to loot around the world like the ninjas that they are. We load up the research bench with books that we bought at the outpost. We load anything highlighted in white into the queue, and we send Lee and Ryan to bed to heal up for the next big adventure.